With here, the types of password attacks here, the top of the top right here, passive online attacks, and then the active online attacks in the bottom right, offline attacks, and non-electronic attacks. Let's just enumerate these real quick. So the different types of online passive attacks, one of them is wire sniffing, which you probably have seen this before. What tool would we use for something like this right here? Yeah, Wireshark. That would probably be the easiest thing to use. And we would want to see if we were able to capture any passwords or interesting information along those lines. Whereas if we're looking for password sniffing, unless it's sent in the clear text, it might be tough for us to actually get the password from any way that we're able to get it. And in this case right here, you can see down at the bottom, the password guessing is a tough task. Although every time we see it on TV, it seems like it's super easy. And I think, you know, on my soapbox here, a lot of kids nowadays that are coming and wanting to get involved with information security, they think that everything needs to be lickety split. So they're very impatient. You know, if you're trying to teach them how to do something, if it's not something that they can push or if they get immediately, then oftentimes they want to see what else is something easier that they can do, which is good news because that means we probably will have a job, but it's bad news for the next generation because somebody's going to have to learn to actually roll up the sleeves, hunker down, and try to figure it out. What we see usually is another type of passive online attack here, and that's the man in the middle, as well as the replay attack. Usually of these two right here, usually the man in the middle is one that you see in a wireless setting. However, you could have that in a hardwire setting, but then that person would need to already be inside your corporation and on your corporate network in order to be doing the man in the middle. So I think of a wireless setting, and we'll talk about this tomorrow whenever we get into wireless attacks, but we can actually stand up an evil twin or a rogue access point and name it the same thing as an open access point and try to get your device to join our rogue access point, our evil twin. And by doing that, we can essentially be the man in the middle in that regard. So a replay attack is something that's pretty cool. If you've not seen that before, then there's quite a few tools that are out there that you can use to do a replay. One of our favorites that we're going to do in the afternoon today is HPing 3, where we can do a lot of different things with HPing 3, but one of the most prevalent things that we can do is a DOS attack. And if all of us are doing it at the same time, it would be a distributed denial of service attack. So keep that in mind as we go through and we're looking at some of those things. The guessing is, and I'm trying to be funny when I say this, your guess is as good as mine. Really, if you don't have any background information on the person, like if you don't know what their birthday is or what their dog is or their dog name is or you know their car or whatever, it's going to be difficult for you to guess, and I think that you guys already know that. But one of the ways that attackers oftentimes use is this thing that's called a Trojan, spyware, or keylogger. So you probably have heard these before, but if you haven't, then take a look at them here on the screen. The keylogger, if you're not familiar with that, then that records every keystroke. I know Metasploit actually has a few tools inherent in it that does keystroke capture, which is kind of neat. The spyware here, this is one of the questions that you saw earlier when we were enumerating some of the questions. It secretly gathers information about a person or organization. And then here, finally, the Trojan, it's they're either looking to get something like credit card information or personnel documents or personal documents. depends on if it's a home computer or a corporate computer, to see what is valuable. And we talked about the hack value of a target. Really, that comes to what are you trying to accomplish by potentially seeing if you can hack into somebody's system.